Hi guys. So आज in previous lecture we had installed ESXi 7 server. Today we'll see how to enable ESXi shell, how to enable SSH, and how to join a server into domain. So for enable of SSH and ESXi shell, you have to go to the ESXi DCUI console. DCUI console means I'll show you how DCUI console looks. So if you click on it, this is the console which called as DCUI console. Direct. This is the DCUI console. So you can see this is the DCUI console. I'm login inside this. So for the enabling of ESXi shell and the SSH, you have to go to the troubleshooting option. Then there is option enable ESXi shell. So at the right hand side, which is the gray part, whatever the written is there, if it is written disable means the ESXi shell is disabled. To enable, you just press enter once. So now ESXi shell is enabled. ESXi shell is nothing but if you write down Alt F1, so you can log in with the username and credential. So you can use this as a command line interface. Someone wants to use the command line interface, they can use ESXi shell. Or sometime for the troubleshooting purpose, we need an ESXi shell. So for backing up, we have to just press Alt F2 to back to a console. And for the SSH also, you have to do same thing. Just press enter, and now you can able to access your ESXi through SSH or PuTTY. So these two things you come to know. Now for the joining to AD, we have to take the console of Windows machine from where you can log in. Means you need an Google Chrome or Explorer, to join the ESXi server into domain. So this is my AD server where I have installed Google Chrome. So I'll go to the Google Chrome and put the IP address of this server. It is 172.16.0.5. As soon as you put this, you will prompt and for this your DNS entry should be, otherwise you will be not able to access your ESXi server with the Chrome. So we have to log in with the root and the password which you know while installation. That password will put here, and I'll show you everything here. This is no, I'm putting no. So here you will get all those things. So from here you can create a virtual machine. Next, then write it down the OS which you need. Select guest OS, select the guest version, and the storage, customize setting, and complete. You can install, you can create a virtual machine from here. Shut down, reboot, refresh. You can get a vCenter. So if it is not connected to vCenter, then that area is prompted. If it is connected to vCenter, you will not get that prompt. You will get the name of your vCenter from which it is connected. So in action, create, shutdown, enter in maintenance mode, lockdown mode. When you connect your ESXi with the vCenter, then I'll tell you what is the mean of this. Here the permission, then support bundle. If you have any problem, if you want to any give the resolution, then we'll take the bundle and give it to the VMware team, which will tell you the reason why the server is having trouble. This is the build version of ESXi, and this is the uptime. It is not connected to any vCenter. When we'll connect, it will show the name of the vCenter from which it is connected. So we'll go to the manage, Manage is showing advanced setting, auto start, swap file, time and date. If you have NTP server, you can add it. I don't have an NTP server, so I'm not adding it. And it's always in UTC. You cannot change it to ISP. ESXi server works on UTC every day. Be remember. This is the hardware, power management, then licensing. I'm working on evolution license. If you have the license, just assign license, write the license key given to you and put it OK. So you will get licensed. Then this is the package, nothing is here. We'll go to the services. In services, there are multiple things. Which are the services? DCI console, KMSD, IBT. There are multiple services, SSS, and all the NTPT services are stopped because we don't have NTP server. For the joining into domain, we have to go in a security and user, and there is an option authentication. So there is an option join domain. In the authentication, we will go to the join domain and write it down the domain name of your company. So my domain name is admin.local and the password of the power user of the domain, the person who has the right to join the domain. We need the username and the password of that. I have is administrator at admin.local, and then password. I have put it the password and click on join domain. It takes some moment of time, 1 or 2 minutes. Now you can see this machine is joined into domain. So this machine is joined. If you have virtual machine, it will show here. You can create a virtual machine from here. The storage is the physical storage. We don't have the other storage. In the networking, we don't have the networking. It's a default network. This is the management. These are the default network showing. When we'll go for the networking, I'll tell you all these things, how these works and why they are used, and everything I'll tell you in networking part. For this, now it's done. My server is added to domain. Now you can check if it is in domain. Where manage and security. Now server is in domain. This is a certificate. It's a default. It's a user. Which user you can create a local user to access the server, and this is the role on which you can assign the role. I'll tell you in a next session where I'll create a user and assign a role to that, so you come to know how it can be. And this is a lockdown mode. When we'll add, this is disabled. Why? Because we have not added this server to vCenter. When we'll assign the server to a vCenter, then I'll tell you why lockdown mode is disabled, is strictly disabled, and there are 3 options of disabling. So I'll tell you why, and why it is why it is kept disabled, and why it is not enabled. Everything I'll tell you in a session when we'll add this host to the ESXi. So thanks for the today. We'll end up this session. Stay tuned, be connected. I'll try to give all the solutions, how ESXi 7, how VMware works. So thanks for the today. Keep watching. Stay tuned.